When I step into the club, Rolex, Gucci, Louboutin. Hear the DJ call my name. Hear me Speedy call my name. Wax Day. Hey, what's up, people? I come out small London. My name is but you can call me Wax Day, representing Cameroon 237 all the way. And you know, this is the biggest show on planet 237, except for number one girl. Alright, it's Miss P, eh? Miss P, Miss P, Miss P. The biggest lady in the land. Respect.
Meet the talents, the glamours, and of course the entrepreneurs of today's Africa. I'm Miss P and I'm Simply D. Thanks for tuning in to a brand new episode of the Miss P Show. Today is an interesting one. My guest first of all caught my attention because he was a returnee from the Diaspora. And he's very young, committed to what the generation does, and he's into politics. We're not discussing politics today, so do not be afraid. Joshua Osih, thanks for coming on to the Miss P Show.
Thanks for inviting me.
It's a challenge having you. You're always so busy. What's happening to you? Do you have time for yourself ever?
Well, I try to book time for myself, and it's part of the busy schedule, getting time for myself.
Holiday-wise, I hope you've had one or will have one soon.
I hope I'll have some holidays around February.
February, that's still far. That's like next year.
Well, unfortunately, that's the best I can offer myself.
You know, you first caught my attention when I was looking into, you know, the young people who have returned to Cameroon, who took the risk to return to Cameroon, because there are a lot of people out there in the diaspora who are worried about coming back, what they'll face, the challenges. How was it for you?
First of all, I don't think it's a risk. You're either Cameroonian in your blood or not, and if you're Cameroonian and you find yourself abroad for one reason or the other, I think it's a duty to come back, so you don't need to think about the risk factor in it. I think the Jews went back to Israel without, they knew they were meeting another state there, Palestine and so on, and they went there without judging the amount of risk involved in going back. So it's the duty of each and every Cameroonian to come back to Cameroon. If they can go out and establish themselves and get a better economic platform to come back, or educational platform to come back, then your duty is to come back. There is no question about looking at risk.
How do you enjoy working in aviation at the same time into politics and then being a businessman?
Well, unfortunately, one of the tools that the regime puts in place to thwart the democratic process is to make it such that politicians cannot leave from politics in every other country that respects itself, and that gives due place to politics, because it's very important. It's what defines every other thing you're doing in life. There is appropriate means put in place for politicians, making it such that those in the political field are not amateurs. So unfortunately, in Cameroon, we are all amateurs because we don't get paid for what we're doing, although we should be. And that's why most of us are obliged to have a job besides, to be able to pay our rent and to send our kids to school and so on.
You seem very serious in life, you know, but every now and again I know that nobody can be 100% serious and never have some fun in their lives.
Well, I'm everything except very serious.
I can tell that from your appearance today. You seem so, yes, hello, how are you?
No, that doesn't mean that I am not the type of person that you can catalog as being very serious.
So when you're at home with your kids, by the way, Joshua has one of his kids here, Jeremy. He's amazing, very lovely young man. When you're at home with your kids and your wife, how are you? What kind of person are you? Relaxed, chatty, fun, comedy?
Well, it depends when. In the morning or in the evening or during the weekend. It all depends when.
So you have different personalities, I guess.
No, I take all the time necessary to be with the kids. They need a lot of time. Unfortunately, our educational system is such that if you don't supplement a lot at home. They will go out without what you expect them to have.
Yeah.
So you're obliged to spend a lot of time with your kids to listen to them, to support them, and so on. So yeah, so that's. But well, I cannot say that I'm an example because due to my various occupations, I'm out a lot. I travel a lot within the country and outside of the country, so it makes it such that the little time that I get to be with them, I try to do the maximum. And that's probably why I'm with one of them here today, because we were on our way out of town as we stopped by. Yeah.
Very, very pertinent. You're outgoing, you're sociable, you're very in touch with the social side of you and the public side of you. I mean, I understand sometimes for professional reasons as well. And there's a concern I have, you know, we pass judgment on most especially girls who leave the party lifestyle and judge them for not being serious enough to succeed in life. Do you judge a young girl or a woman by her social life?
Probably, yeah. But I think a young girl who has a full social life is a successful young girl. I would hate to have a daughter who lives her life in a room, who doesn't go out, who is not forthcoming in a social way. But that doesn't mean that she shouldn't take care of the responsibilities that are hers, and that the community around her shouldn't take care of her appropriately. But I think it's the right thing to do. You live only once, you're young only once, and the years go by too fast. Many people don't realize that. And so, I mean, life is all about fun. And everything we do should be geared towards that. If we talk about peace and love, it's because of fun. If we work every day, it's to have money for the fun part of life. It's not the other way around.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I can only be supportive of that.
If you had a daughter, say age 15, who got pregnant, I won't say unfortunately or fortunately, either way it could be perceived by every individual differently, what would be your approach?
Well, I think you should look at everything as an opportunity, and if she gets pregnant, first of all, she's already pregnant. So there is nothing you can do about that. You could do something before she got pregnant, not when she's already pregnant. So you need to solve the problem that pregnancy creates, notably accompanying her, trying to give her the environment that is conducive for her to be a child mom. Unfortunately, that's how we call them, and it's
baby having a baby.
Baby having a baby. But I would go further to say that it's also a political responsibility, because unfortunately in our country,
there's no support system.
At 15, you're a mother. You're right to be a mother according to our law. It means that you can get married at that age, 15, which is, for me, is much too young. So there is a lot of work that has to be done on that part, on the part of trying to make it such that the society in which we live understands that a woman is not yet a woman at 15, that we should leave them grow, and that as from 20 to 22 and so on, I'm not saying that you should ban women from getting married before the age of 22, but we should respect the childhood in women, and we should accompany them, because most of the time when you see a girl of 15 being pregnant, unfortunately we're always surprised that the man who was part of that pregnancy is very often in his 30s or even in his 40s and so on. And that's the bad part of it. So, well, anyway, if the question is what I would do with my daughter, I'll accompany her, I'll make sure that she gets everything. And at the level of our political work, you didn't want me to talk about politics, we have proposed, for instance, to put in place measures to accompany these girls, because most of them are unable to go to school because there is just no child care for such cases, because child care is very expensive in our country. And so we believe that what the Ministry of Social Affairs can do is that these kids are Cameroonians, and the kids having kids are Cameroonians
Cameroonians too.
and they deserve our concern. And it's not because you have a kid at the age of 15 that you cannot be the next president of Cameroon, or you cannot be the next CEO, next big woman CEO in this country. So you
Exactly.
should have an opportunity to continue your education. And what we propose
And
is
grow to
that
be
that in the bigger centers there be childcare, specialized childcare units where these girls can drop their kids, go to school, and pick them up when they leave school.
I think that's an amazing proposal. I hope it's followed
Well,
through
it's
and it's approved.
unfortunately the priorities of our actual government are elsewhere, and they fail to understand that it's with the little advancements, the little enhancements in our social environment that we can make a better country.
But do you think
that it's
there's
only
anything-
with big programs that we can get there?
Do you think there's anything every community could do in order to improve on that kind of support for themselves?
Well, I think what we need to do is to change the paradigm and understand that we need to, first of all, give the necessary liberty to these young girls,
Yeah.
because very often, and I am always shocked by the fact that the society, unfortunately, the gerontocracy that governs our society always believes that you need to lock all the girls up, or you need to shave their hair or whatsoever to make it such. No, it doesn't work that way. What we need to do is to nurture them, to take them to understand what liberty means,
Yeah.
and the responsibilities they have, and that can be done by introducing, for instance, birth control at the level of secondary schools. Why not? In other countries that respect themselves, birth control pills are given free of charge in
They're made
secondary schools,
available to
and
them.
we should not shy away from the fact that whether we like it or not, these girls are young girls and there are young boys around them, and whatever house they're locked in, sooner or later they will know what it
About
means.
Sex education.
Exactly.
Sex education is key.
It's not just the sex education, it's to give the solutions to it, because I don't know of any girl of the age of 14 who would go up to the dad or to the mom and say, look, I need a pill. I need a birth control pill. I don't know
That's a
that.
taboo
And
in this area.
It's not even because it's a taboo. It doesn't happen worldwide. So the way you do it is to make it available in school, to make
And
it
to make them
available in
understand
places,
it's okay
to make it available
to deal
in
with
places
situations.
where they have no parental relationship to use it, because that is the only way. What happens is that when you have a 15-year-old who gets a kid, we lose 2 Cameroonians. And it's the same thing that happens when you have a bomb that explodes in a market in the north or wherever, and 2 people die. There is nothing different. It's not because they're still on their feet. Because when you have a 15-year-old girl who gives off her education, her future and everything, to take care of a baby probably she didn't desire at that age, because most often it would be crazy for a 15-year-old to desire to have that desire.
of her own at the time.
If you find yourself in that situation, you're basically giving up your life, and there are chances that the child you're trying to bring up will have a lot of difficulties to become someone tomorrow, because you didn't have the foundation to educate that child. So we're basically losing two individuals at each time, and so we need to do something about it.
You'd be surprised that we spent some time with a young girl. She had a kid at 16, and she, was bullied around by all her mates. Her family gave her some hard times, but she pulled through. And then now she's doing really well. She's had a career in entertainment, which is her passion, by the way. And she was classified one of the party girls. So let's take a look at her experience and share with her.
On the season 1 of the Miss P Show, we brought you the best of entertainment from around Cameroon. From music to fashion, football, movies, and many more.
If you can touch the mind of a person, you can touch his destiny.
We had amazing guests from Nigeria and Cameroon. We shared their laughter,
Qui sera invité? Si tu n'es pas invité, qui sera invité?
Personne.
Stripper.
inspirations, and of course, we didn't forget the less privileged. Season 2 promises to be even bigger and better. Let us know who you want to see come on our hot seat.
You can catch us on www.facebook.com/Miss P Show, and on Twitter follow us at the Miss P Show. Goodbye.
Hello, my name is Cabo Grace, aka Miss K. I'm a presenter of Canal The English, PR of Blue Rain Entertainment, and an upcoming artist. First of all, I was very young, and going in for abortion was very scary, and knowing the fact that I have a baby, I was confused and everything. First of all, I come from a very Christian background, and they've always taught us that abortion and all that. So when I fell into the trap, I felt like going in for abortion, I might lose my life. It was a disappointment to my family, and everybody was disappointed. They were so sad, but my family, being a Christian family, they had to accept it, even though the reaction was not really positive. But yeah, they just had to accept it, even though they were sad and disappointed.
Was being maltreated or anything, but that reaction when they see me pass by, and I know I could figure it out that in their mind things were going on, like, oh, she's young, she's pregnant, she's gonna have a baby at this age. Their countenance, their facial countenance always change when they want to talk to me, and I felt it, and it made me want to always stay in, not to go out, and yeah.
I always had my family like a backup. My family always were there. They were there for me, and yeah, even though not everybody, but the ones that were there, they really, took part in my life financially, and it was great. First of all, I know that in our country, especially Cameroon, without education, you really cannot find yourself in a position that can, help you, especially in finance. And knowing the fact that I have a baby, it was an inspiration to me. I want to work hard for my child. I want to show my child. I want to be like a role model to my child, because when I grow up, if I'm giving advice to my child, I always want my child to know that, okay, mama worked very hard for you, so you have to work hard as well.
And we're back. That was a very heartfelt and emotional expression from the young girl. What I'd beg of you is not to judge any girls who, I'd say in quotes, make mistakes to get pregnant so young, but try to give them the support they need to grow into bigger persons and explore their full potential. I'd like to find out from you, transactional and commercial sex, what's the difference?
For me, there's no difference.
That's very blunt.
If I get you right, there is no difference, no.
Transactional sex actually is the sugar daddy concept, and commercial sex is, as we all know, prostitution. Would you judge a lady for being with a man for the benefits? She's actually in a full-on relationship when it comes to the sugar daddy concept. She's with a man, she probably cares about him or maybe even loves him, but the capital reason for that relationship is the benefits of the things she can get around it.
Well, first of all, I learned not to judge people, so I don't even judge prostitutes, to start with. Secondly, I think the reason why people are together in a relationship concerns only those in that relationship and directly involved in the relationship. So as long as I'm not directly part of that relationship, it doesn't matter, because as a matter of fact, you cannot judge why two people are together, and the age difference shouldn't be the underlying factor. So
you don't see any difference between prostitution and Transactional sex, I'll keep it that.
I don't see any difference between both.
Are you a sugar daddy?
I don't think so, no.
Will you be a sugar daddy someday?
In the way you define it, I hope not, no.
Can I ask you a straightforward question, which you don't absolutely have to answer? Have you ever been with a prostitute in your life?
I might frustrate you in my answer, is that you definitely, nowadays, definitely cannot tell whether a lady is a prostitute or not. It is so refined that the line between prostitution and non-prostitution, if I can call it that way, is very slim. So you have to be very good at knowing. People even get married to prostitutes, not knowing that they're getting married to one. So who am I to judge? That's why I come back to my first point. I don't allow myself to judge.
Which is a good point, and I hope we all adopt that. Most importantly, you're a party person, an outgoing person, a fun person. You like your social life, your Friday nights, and I'm not sure if you like cocktails, but I have a little game for you today. We have 60 seconds.
I don't like Friday nights, but I like cocktails.
That was very precise. Yeah. I'd like us to play a little game. We have 60 seconds, right? Me and you each mix separate cocktails for each other, and then we score each other in hiding after tasting the cocktails, and then we reveal the scores. So what happens is you make a cocktail and I make a cocktail and we exchange it. And then you score me for what you tasted, I score you in hiding, and we reveal it. So whoever scores the other highest wins the competition. Okay,
what's the score like? 120?
1 on 5.
1 on 5.
So it's a scale of 1 to 5.
Okay,
ready?
that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. No
Let's
problem.
go.
Okay.
As sure as night gives way to day, and Nigeria borders Cameroon always, there's nowhere I'd rather be than right here with Miss P. Osih, signing out. Thank you for the love, Cameroon. Mwah.
Now what's going to happen is this. We have 60 seconds to mix a cocktail each. When Joshua finishes with his cocktail, he's going to give me and I'll give him mine, and then we taste it and score each other on these boards, in hiding of course, and whoever has the highest vote wins. So 60 seconds begins now.
Okay.
You can tell I'm an amateur. I'm the pro right there. Oops. Sorry. Oh, that's an idea. I'll just cheat following what you've done.
That's it.
He's ready.
So here we go.
I'm really sorry I have to serve you this, but this looks a total mess. Let me cheat.
So, cheers.
Cheers. I have to taste this to know how I earned.
That's cheating.
Time to score. The moment of truth is here. Who scored high? Who scored low? Who cheated? Well, Joshua, I declare you cheated already.
Well,
reveal your scores.
It's over 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
1 on 5. So I need you to tell me who won. Can we exchange? What did you score me?
4.
It's a tie!
You cheated, huh?
I'm not that bad after all. Special thank you, Josh.
You're welcome.
And before I let you leave me, I need to understand, what is this scandalous thing that they always associate politicians and sex for?
Well, I don't know. You tell me.
Dumbfounded. I don't know.
Okay. So here we go. Politicians are just normal human beings who take a bit of risk to enhance our environment. That's all. Nothing special about them.
Thanks for coming on the show.
welcome.
It was amazing to have you.
Thank you.
And to have a fun personality
Thank
here
you.
is just nothing short of amazing. Thanks for watching the Miss P Show. Check us out on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Miss P Show, and on Twitter @the Miss P Show. It's Joshua Osih. Was an amazing time. Cheers.
Cheers.